Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Wakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the Yakim out there laboring of the hopeful elect that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And pretty much, the sightings in the heavens, pretty much are upon the world. And with this new technology that's out, concerning iPhones and pretty much recording images, we see our salvation. Our salvation is nigh than we believe. And Esau is pretty much trying to get ahead of the narrative as far as what it is that we're seeing out there. Now, this is a little clip from Redacted, and there's pretty much not too many sources out there that are really going to give you the real on a lot of the things that are going on, and the powers that be, basically control what's being reported. So now you have these whistleblowers now that are coming out the woodwork, and they're pretty much risking their lives with putting forth what they see. So now let's play a little bit of these inserts of what's going on, and we're going to go into the scriptures because the time is at hand, and the Lord is pretty much the holy angels are pretty much making themselves known in the heavens, man. But a lot of these news outlets, that you see on the mainstream, they make light of this thing. They really are pushing the narrative of green men, with big heads, and that's pretty much what they have instilled into the minds of the people from the earliest parts of communication, which was radio, before the television was invented. They would have these pretty much these stories about Martian men and even until now, when the TV was invented, pretty much in the pretty much the late 50s, early 60s, when the TV was being more popular, you had these different shows that would portray life beyond the earth, and it's been instilled into the minds of these Babylonians chiefly, you see. So now, when you see these things, in the heavens, this is the images they get from what they see on, new movies or cartoons and even TV shows, even when you would see, it was an episode, one of the shows I used to watch when I was younger was a show called The Honeymooners, and it was pretty much about a man who was a bus driver, and he had a wife, and his best friend and their wife lived upstairs, and they basically bought their first TV set. And one of the shows that was being watched on the TV set was a show that pretty much was where you would be in some type of astronaut going out into the deep space and exploring. So this man has really painted this narrative of what people perceive to be out there in the heavens, man. But us, the hopeful elect, we pretty much know what time it is, man. We know that the time is nigh, that the Lord is about to make his return, you see. But without any further ado, let's play the clip.
Came forward to share their story at the press club. Dr. Stephen Greer, his disclosure project, of course, you'll remember many moons ago, over a decade ago, he held one of these events before, and he kind of started off by explaining that the world kind of wasn't ready for that press conference at the time. Members of Congress and so forth weren't really ready for the disclosure and the people that came forward, those testimonies that came forward that day at that event. So this whole event took over 3 hours, close to 4 hours, with jaw-dropping moments. Bombshell moments. I want to show you a number of those moments now, and I'm going to save the most amazing, what I believe is the most amazing, for the end. So you got to stick around for this. So anyway, Dr. Greer started off by explaining that they know these are the things they've turned over to Congress, Senate, and the White House for part of this testimony. Here's the list of things that they sent out, which is the Disclosure Project slide. Project Intelligence Archive, and contains government documents from the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia, the UK, and more. 145 top secret bases, 752 witnesses from military, corporate, government solutions, files with witness testimony and some video with supporting documents and information, 121 UF crash retrieval cases. Some documents includes name of witness, etc., etc. So he went through all of this, explaining that this is the stuff they were handing over. Here is Dr. Stephen Greer, though, showing the map locations of these secret bases in the United States. Look at the number of secret military bases inside the United States and what's being worked on at these secret military bases from witnesses who've come forward and have actually worked at these bases. Watch.
Operations have happened. I'm saying illegal because we can prove that this information in the legal black budget of the United States, where Daniel said, you'll hear his statement in a moment, has been run by a very shadowy, deep black operation. And we're not talking the legal black budget of the United States. We're talking about projects that presidents and CI directors and secretaries of defense and members of the Congress who have a need to know and are cleared TSSCI in SCIFs, secure compartmented information facilities, have been blatantly either gaslit, denied access. That is the foundation of everything we've done, is that these projects...
And like I said, you have these other guys that are lower level, Edomites. They pretty much don't know what the hell is going on, but they're pretty much reporting things that they see. But there's the unseen hand, so to speak, that's stopping this from pretty much, getting out, or certain things of being known on a larger scale. You see, there's only a few elite that really know what's out there, man. And this man is pretty much planning to wage war. Okay, so let me get a scripture real quick. Cut to the chase. I'm going to go to Daniel, chapter 8. Verse 25. And through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. You see? And basically the craft that is prospering in his hand is pretty much trying to build these vessels that are going to rival pretty much what the Lord's glory is going to come in. You see? Okay? Because pursuant to Second Esdras, this man, though he's fears, he does fight. You see? Okay? So prosper is crafted in this man's hand right now to pretty much try to build these vessels to come up against the Lord, and weapons to come up against the Lord. You see? And it says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. You see? And by peace shall destroy many. You see? And pretty much, man, he's going to destroy a lot of people by crying peace. You see? Okay? This man is a deceitful man. Okay? But he's pretty much magnifying himself in his heart, man, because he's building himself up to try to match the glory that the Lord is going to come into. They're just trying to match a untouchable being, so to speak. Okay? They want to talk about how these vessels are pretty much crashing, and they found these vessels, though, which is found to be untrue. You see, this man always wants to be the damn devil and throw a lie into the truth, and try to get that in there, so to speak. This man is pretty much speaks with a forked tongue, man. You see, and it says, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And they explain a lot of the countries that are in on the intel. They mentioned the UK, Australia, Canada, Russia. Pretty much these Edomite countries that pretty much are in the know of what's out there, man. You see, and they're going into right now pretty much of these secret sites. You see, that they're basically doing these unlimited black budget, so to speak, where there's an unlimited amount of resources they can obtain to try to fulfill what their future endeavor is. You see, okay, trying to match the intensity and the status of these vessels, man, that is far beyond their capability, man. You see, it says, and the vision of the evening and in the morning which was told is true. Wherefore, shut up thou the vision, for it shall be for many days. And we're coming into those times, man, where this prophecy is going to be fulfilled, man. You see? All right? And it says, and I, Daniel, fainted and was sick certain days. Afterward, I rose up and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. You see? And pretty much now we in this time now to where it's being fully understood of what the vision that he's seen. But the vision was so horrible to him that he fainted and was sick for days. You see? So that's the Lord said, man, who's coming from Edom with stained garments? Roughly paraphrasing, man. You see? So this is going to be a lopsided bloodbath that's on deck, pretty much. Okay? And now through the prophet Daniel, now in these last days now, the books had been shut up, but now it's been opened in these last days for the vision for the prophets. And pretty much, man, we see that how this is going to come to play out, man. So want to continue.
These projects are a priori illegal and therefore unconstitutional and have to be reined in, because not doing so is a threat to the national security. So here's your list. I'm not going to go through 145 sites. Some of them are black sites. Some of them are bases you know about, like Wright-Patterson, Edwards, Nellis, Area 51, so-called. But all of them are based on witness testimony and intelligence we've gathered over the last 30 years. And it's time for it to be disclosed.
Well, here is Dr. Stephen Greer.
Wait, can I just push you on this map that he has with all the red dots? These are bases that are actively working on UFO projects. These are not just sightings, right? Because
these are military bases. Many of them we know, right? Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Edwards Air Force, but some of these but then many of them on this map are black sites that we don't know about. So that was included in this map. So, and he also showed around the world. So these are not just United States military bases. These are black sites in other parts of the world.
In other countries, because he mentions Russia. Mm-hmm. But then when you look at the map, I'm just playing it back. There's no bases in Africa at all. None in the Middle East
that we know of.
One in Pakistan
that we know of.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'm just curious about.
So I don't know on all of them, but these are the ones that they have actual human beings who've confirmed this. Have shown them documents, videos, security badges for these black sites, all sorts of testimony. And by the way, these people have then gone to Congress and submitted their testimony to Congress, which you can go to prison for lying to Congress. Like, you don't just do that if you don't actually have some facts to back that up. These whistleblowers
and this is why this country is so divided, man. Amongst their own people, man. Because now they're bringing this evidence forth the Congress, and they know the penalty that will be rendered out, man, if they were pretty much lying about the testimonies, man. You see? So they really pretty much putting their luck on the line for what it is that they see, man. And it's undeniable to these people, man. And they pretty much are trying to get clarity on it, man. You see? All right? Real quick, let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 28. 29 verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? You see? And pretty much now, it's all coming out now, man. The Lord said that, man. He's everything should be revealed, man, before that day. You see? And we're starting to see now how things are pretty much coming out of these so-called black sites that they have, and these are the deep counsels, man. Okay, that they crafted against the Lord and His people, man. You see? But they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us, man? You see? Because really, it's the unseen hand that's controlling everything, man. It's a small handful of people that pretty much are in the know of what's really going on, man. And you got these other people that are pretty much working for them that do not have answers, man. Okay? It says, surely a turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding? You know, this man is pretty much not giving reverence to the all being power, okay, that created the heavens and the earth, man, okay, and is trying to match his majesty, so to speak, which is not going to happen. You see, okay, this man is pretty much going to actually come up against his maker at the end of the day when you really sum it up. You see. And this man has no understanding, man, because everything he's doing on the left-hand side. This man is truly the man of sin, man. Okay? Truly this man of sin.
Actually have some facts to back that up, these whistleblowers who've come forward. And the reason they've come forward is because the whistleblower protection laws, they were silenced before that, before the whistleblower protection laws. That's why they're now able to come forward. So Greer makes the point that alien craft, so the first of many reasons here the whistleblowers haven't come forward before is because in many cases their lives were threatened. They were told they would be killed if they came forward on the stuff that they saw. They're worried about their family's protection. They're worried about losing their pensions. Many of them signed 80-year non-disclosure agreements. 80-year non-disclosure agreements to keep quiet about it. Greer makes the point that the alien craft we have are not the issue. It's the deep state, the off-the-books operations that is running all of this. They've been they have their own versions of these craft. They're carrying this out, and the White House is kept out of it. Congress has been kept out of it and in the dark about it. And you're starting to hear more of this because now Congress is demanding answers because they're noticing and found out that a lot of these projects are black book. They're not on the money that they approved, and they're demanding answers about it. Good for them.
See? So you have a very small handful that pretty much have that deep counsel, man. Okay, that pretty much the ones that you see these politicians and people that are elected officials are now demanding answers for this thing, man. Okay, they're noticing a discrepancy. Okay, the budget that's being spent on these black projects is not even recorded. You see, it's basically a blank check, so to speak, that Congress knows nothing about. So now you're starting to see now where they're coming to it, where they're demanding answers, man. See, right now you're seeing the separation of amongst their people, man. You know, the ones that are in the know and the ones that are without, you know, the understanding of what's going on, you know, and pretty much that goes into the illuminated ones, man. You see, these people are demanding answers, man. You know, they understand that there's something that is of a secret council, man. Okay, and hey, this is all Yahweh Shem Abashai pretty much bringing this all to the light, man. You know, the Lord is setting up these scenarios to come forth, and in these last days, man, this man is going to be exposed for his what he's doing behind closed doors, man. Let's continue.
On the money that they approved, and they're demanding answers about it. Good for them. Here's what Stephen Greer says about that.
But this object was retrieved because it became disabled. Some of these retrieval operations are not extraterrestrial, but they would like sometimes the public to think maybe it was, because the bigger secret, I will tell you right now, is not the extraterrestrial issue. It's these technologies, which an unsupervised and frankly illegal operation have, which is a threat to the national security, period. This we will prove. And this is a bigger threat, the existence of these in the hands of unsupervised operations that have escaped the oversight of the President of the Office of the President and the Congress since 1956 to 1960.
And so he then explains the difference between the man-made craft and the ones of extraterrestrial origin, which we've been reverse engineering for years.
All the ones that are on display with them are man-made craft, man. Okay? All right? There's no chariots of the Lord, man, that or the holy angels, man, that they are in possession of, man. You know, that's just pretty much to create a narrative of them getting into finding these things out. But all of those crafts that they are finding, those are man-made crafts, man. Okay, they're not from the Lord.
Years since the 1940s, and he shows the man-made side by side. So it's important to understand, yes, there are the alien craft that we have. We know that. That's without a doubt. But then we're also been reverse engineering them, and they look close, but not totally like them. So here he gives an example of the differences here.
And this man is a goddamn liar, man. He's a goddamn liar, man. You see? They're trying to build up something that will come to the close to what they have seen, man. Of how the chariots of the Lord move, all right? They're not of this world, man. You see? And they're trying to pretty much mimic it. And Esau pretty much got outdated technology, man. And he's trying to accomplish that with this, man. You see?
If I had time, I would run through. We can go through very quickly. I think people in the military and in Congress and the American people need to know the difference between the man-made advanced technologies and how they look and the extraterrestrial vehicles. We're going to run through a side-by-side. You can look and see ET, one on the left, seamless. It is actually created in a material science and technology we don't have time to go into, but we understand that, versus the man-made ones that have components, parts, wires, and what have you. Next. And again. Next. And again. And then you hear on the right, that is the Norton Air Force Base 1988 air show, classified. We have a witness who was in there, and these on the right are man-made. They were late Mercury era, 59 through early 60s in their construction, because we had mastered gravity control in October 1954.
So he goes on from there. Now, one of the most explosive whistleblowers is a member of the military, United States Marine. They're decorated United States Marine. U.S. Marine assigned to the Philippines. A platoon of 6 men discovered a UFO. They came across it after the tsunami and subsequent earthquake and then subsequent tsunami in the Philippines and Indonesia. It was being used in some kind of human trafficking operation. And this is where this story gets crazy. This craft was likely a man-made, reverse-engineered craft, off-the-books craft. And this is a stunning story. Even the Daily Mail confirmed this story. Yesterday, exclusive, Marine vet breaks 14-year silence to make astonishing claim that his 6-man unit saw a hovering octagonal UFO being loaded with weapons by unmarked U.S. forces who threatened them at gunpoint while serving in Indonesia in 2009. So the Marine is Michael Herrera, and he came forward yesterday for the first time and told us this story. Listen.
Thank you all for being here. What I'm about to tell you hasn't been something that I've disclosed until recently in the help of Dr. Greer, among other people, so I appreciate your help with this. In 2009, my unit, which was most degraded infantry battalion in the entire Marine Corps, which was 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, was called in to do humanitarian assistance operations out in the Philippines, which was Operation Quetzana. And we flew to the southwestern part of the city, which is Padang. Looked a lot different through satellite imagery that I've recently seen. Back then is a lot different, especially because most of it was decimated, on fire, rubble, flooded, you name it, basically the worst kind of scenario you could ever see. We trekked up about 300 meters. When we got to this high point, I was taking video camera, and I had actually turned to the north.
But the point is that a lot of these guys now are pretty much they're coming forward. There's pretty much whistleblowers that are coming out, and they already stated that they had to sign a 80-year pretty much an 80-year gag order, pretty much to speak of these things. So these people are pretty much stepping forth, man, and sticking their necks out here and exposing, man, the powers that be, But real quick, let me get Psalms chapter 36, verse 1. And this is a Psalm of David, and this pretty much goes into these Edomites, man, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of God before his eyes. You know, because why? It's because they're trying to pretty much, weaponize themselves to, come up against the Lord. You see? Okay? They're not reverencing a higher power, man. Nor do they plan on being subservient to that. You see? Okay? This man was given the blessing of the sword, and he's going to use it to his fullest extent. You see? Okay? By any means will he not try to hand over the kingdom. You see? This man is going to go out horribly, kicking and screaming, pretty much, man. You see? It says, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes, until his iniquity be found to be hateful. And really he hates the Lord's people at the end of the day. And he flatters himself in his own eyes, because why? It's because he tries to he's trying to mimic these crops that he's seeing, man. Okay? He's trying to mimic it and trying to match whatever capabilities that they have, and there's no match for it. He has no match for it, man. Okay? This man has an old played out technology, man. You see? It says, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. And you see that, man, because the deceit is that only a small few know really what's going on, and pretty much people are that are still on board with just working for the hand the hands behind the scenes, the unseen hand, people that are loyal to them, they're keeping their mouth shut, they're doing all the footwork on trying to build this thing up to where they can try to stand against the Lord, pretty much. You got the Star Wars program. That's another thing. A lot of the things that are going on with these secret bases, that's pretty much what's going on with that. They're actually building crafts to basically try to stand in that day of the battle, man. You see? All right? But his words are iniquity and deceit, and pretty much, man, they're telling people that one thing when it's really something else. Okay? They really know what's going on. You see? But a lot of these guys that have been doing work and been witnessing and been working and serving in the military in the high up ranks, they pretty much are still in the dark about what's really going on, man. You see? Okay? It says, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, and have left off to be wise and to do good. And this man is not wise, man. And it's nothing that this man is doing that is good, man. Okay? This man, scriptures talk about this man, he cannot get no sleep unless he done some wickedness, man. Worth paraphrasing. It says, he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorred not evil, man. You see? Okay? And this man is devising mischief, man. You see? All right? Because now he's dealing with a power, man, that he cannot stack up against, man. Okay? He's coming up against the Yahweh, really, the maker. You see? All right? And coming up, and he's just fitting into prophecy at the end of the day, man. It says, thy mercy, O Yahweh, is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reacheth unto the clouds. You see? And the mercy is going to be upon his people, man. And pretty much, man, the Lord is coming to redeem his people. That's the whole thing in a nutshell, man. Okay? But, like I said, the Lord's about to bring in his kingdom, and we already know, you can't have two kingdoms standing at one time. So somebody, ultimately has to go, right? You see? Okay? This man knows that he's on the cusp of losing his kingdom, man. You see? Okay? That's the whole thing in a nutshell, man. And he's doing everything to retain that. All right? Let's play a little more.
High point, I was taking video camera, and I had actually turned to the north, which just kind of slopes down. And right there was something that stuck out like a sore thumb, especially with jungle terrain, things like that. Vegetation, very green stuff, was something that stuck out so well. It's always going to be basically imprisoned in my mind for the rest of my life, and it has been for 14 years, was something that was rotating. And it was transitioning between colors like a light matte gray as well as a dark matte black. You can see that the craft here actually had was roughly about 300 feet. And the reason why I know this is because you could fit 3 of the helicopters that we flew in on underneath this craft. And it had an audible hum to it, kind of like a guitar amp if you were to unplug that, or like a transformer. It's very audible. If I was to hear that sound again, I could tell you, okay, it's probably this thing or something similar to that. It's very distinct. And the way that it was floating, which was about 10 or 15, 20 feet off the ground, it was kind of a very eerie thing to see because I've never seen anything like that in my life. When we got up to that point, we were then intercepted by a team of soldiers or rogue military force.
Pretty much what this man is explaining, man, it could be in the makings of part of that deceit as well. To try to deceive the people, of the Lord's return, pretty much, man. You see? All right. Got a scripture real quick because, you're seeing that this man is trying to mimic basically what he has seen. Okay. To the best of their ability, but it all can play in the hand of deceiving the people, the masses of the people, man. You see? All right, because now they have a control and they're already creating a narrative. You see? This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 26. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. And you're going to have people that are going to be, false service of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and pretty much they're going to, bring these things out, you see, okay, including, the unseen hand that's controlling everything, man, okay, you see, and it says, for as lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. And the scriptures talk about, man, and all eyes shall see him, man. Pursuant to Revelation, the first chapter, 7th verse. You see? All right? So, pretty much, man, the Lord's coming from the east, All right? And it says, verse 28, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. And that's pretty much that great sacrifice, man. That's a whole lot of dead bodies, man. Pursuant to Ezekiel, I believe it's the 38th chapter, am I not mistaken, or the 36th chapter, okay, speaking about those dead bodies, man, and pretty much, man, that's going to be the great sacrifice, man, when you have those eagles, pretty much, partaking in those carcasses, man, you see, and it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. The stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, man. And it's that thermonuclear missiles that's coming upon this place, man. And pretty much, man, it's going to be a dark time, man. Okay? You see? It's going to be a dark time. All right? And this pretty much is going to go hand in hand with the return of the Lord. You see? And it says, then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. You see? All right, and you got people here making light of this thing, man. When you look at mainstream media, okay, Redacted's pretty much, they're taking it pretty much serious. But these other little local outlets throughout the country, they're very condescending on the matter at hand, okay, concerning these objects, man, that they're seeing. They're making light of it. You see? Right? And it says, right? All the tribes on the earth are going to mourn, man. So the laughing is going to be over with, man. Okay? The fun and games is going to be over with. You see? All right? And it says, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, all right, from chariots, with power and great glory. Okay, the Lord's coming with glory, not some cheap little thing that pretty much can get 15 feet off the ground that this man has witnessed, in some type of Amazon jungle, wherever Indonesian jungle. Okay, you see, all right, that's man-made vessel. Okay, that is not going to stand up against the Lord coming in great power and great glory, man. You see? All right? And it says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven unto the other. Okay? And we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And the Lord's going to, pretty much be that pickup service, so to speak. You see? And it says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, he putteth forth leaves, yet know that summer is nigh. You see? Okay? And pretty much, man, that's that parable, man. When you know that the summer is here, man. Okay? When you see the leaves pretty much are in a certain state of where they're tender. You see? And it says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. And we're pretty much at that door, man, you know. And the Lord is pretty much making it, forcing these people to have a conversation about what's going on in the heavens, man. Okay? Because it's undeniable. All right? It's pretty much, man, we're in the information age, man. Okay? You know, pretty much everybody has cameras. You see? All right, you're not going to just go by a one-sided biased news outlet that's going to rock you to sleep with lies, man. Okay? So this man is pretty much being exposed, man. And the Lord is making it known, man. He's pretty much making it known, man. You know? Okay? He's pretty much, you know, Lord is basically making inquisition of this place, man. You know? All right? But I think I made the point on everything. This guy goes into this whole story about that, and you know, but it's just the fact is that, man, you got the ones that are in the know and ones that are not in the know. You see? All right? And they're pretty much on demanding answers, man. Okay? And hey, we're gonna see how this whole thing unfolds, man. But the Lord is gonna continue to expose this damn man. You see? All right? So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.